The Golden State Warriors looked done for. The dynasty looked over. They looked dead in the water. And that was until a January 15th game against the Memphis Grizzlies, which they lost, which put them at 18 and 22 on the season. Since that game, they've won twice as many games as they've lost, putting their record at 26 and 13 since January 15th. And this team is honestly not even that bad. They're right now sitting at the 10 seed. They've clinched their spot into the play-in game. It's looking more and more like that they're going to play the Lakers in the first round. But the West is so tight. They are only 3 games back from the number 6 seed, the New Orleans Pelicans. The Mavericks have kind of established themselves as the 5 seed, but the 6 through 10 seed, a lot of things are going to play out over the next couple of days with the play-in starting in about 6 days. It's currently April 10th at the time of this recording. This Warriors team, though, it's still good. It's not as bad as people think or people make it out to be. They are 9 games over 500 right now. In a normal season, this team would be a 4 or 5 seed, but the West is just an absolute gauntlet this year. It's the typical Warriors that we've come to know and love over the years. They're second in three-pointers made on the year, fourth in three-pointers attempted, and fifth in three-point percentage shooting at about a 38% clip. They score a lot of points. They're seventh in terms of points per game, fifth in offensive rating, and they pass the ball very well. Fourth in terms of assists per game. But there have been a new cast of characters on the horizon this year. Yes, Steph, Clay, we're used to those guys. Andrew Wiggins. But Jonathan Kuminga has had a breakout season ever since he told Steve Kerr, basically, I know better than you. And he was right. Smart coaches listen to the players sometimes. And Kuminga is having a phenomenal year. 16.2 points per game, 4.8 rebounds, 2.2 assists, zero point 0.7 steals, zero point 0.5 blocks in 26 minutes per game. If we scroll down here and look at his per 36 numbers, he's averaging 23 points, 6.5 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, a block, all on 53% shooting from the field. The kid is still 21 years old. A lot of promise for Kuminga here. For Cum Buckets himself, only 2.3 3-point attempts per game, so that's still not a strong suit as he's only shooting at 32%. And he's only 74% from the free throw line. So the shooting still needs to improve a lot, but he has really helped pick up some of the slack left that, the fall off of Andrew Wiggins, which needs to be studied. Speaking of Wiggs, this year he's averaging 13 points, 4.5 rebounds, 1.7 assists. He's only playing 27 minutes a game, only shooting at about 45% from the field, 36% from 3. And this is a bit concerning. Just 2 years ago, he was an all-star starter. Heck, he made a new rule in the NBA. They changed from letting the fans vote to having the players vote. Last year, even, he averaged 17 points, 5 rebounds, 2.3 assists, over a steal, and a block per game, while shooting at 48% from the field and 40% from 3 on 6 attempts. But this year, he's been in and out of the lineup. There's been stuff going on with Wiggins this year. But, hey, shout out to Jonathan Kuminga for helping pick up some of that slack. Now, Steph is doing Steph things. He's averaging 26.4 points per game, 4.4 rebounds, 5 assists, on his, typical 45% shooting from the field, 41% from 3 on 12 attempts. Absolutely ridiculous. Take that into account for a second. He shoots 12 threes a game, makes 41% of them, so about 4.8. He basically, if you round up, he makes 5 threes a game. And these aren't your typical catch and shoot threes. These are all kinds of buffoonery, bamboozling, whatever adjective you want to throw in there to describe it. He does it, and he runs around about 87 screens per possession and then knocks a 3 down. At the age of 35, this is crazy. This is witchcraft. If he played in the 1960s, he would be stoned to death. This man is insane. 41% from 3 on 11 or 12 attempts per game, makes about 5 a game. He only plays 33 minutes, too, and he's played in 72 games this year. Longevity at its finest, folks. Steph Curry, he's something else. His Splash brother, on the other hand, honestly, he's not having as bad of a season as everybody's making it out to be. He's averaging 18 points, 3.3 rebounds, 2.3 assists. He's obviously not the perimeter defender he once was. He is now 33 years old, and he's had 2 season-ending injuries in the last 5 years. Okay, he's not going to be what he was in his prime. But he's still shooting at 43% from the field, 39% from 3 on 9 attempts. Hey, I'll take that, okay? it's not quite 40, which is where you would want like a Clay to be. Honestly, Clay, we're used to the 42, 43% from three. 39 will take it. Again, he's still, 3 years removed from taking 2 years off of basketball completely. So you got to give him some time. I mean, cut him some slack. His legs are still technically 31 years old compared to 33 years old that he actually is, if that makes sense, because of course he had to take the 2 years off. So Clay, I'm feeling like he's just going to keep getting better and better. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think age will, the aging will reverse here for a little bit with Clay, just because he's still getting better from those injuries. Now, other guys we got to talk about: Chris Paul at 38 and Brandon Podziemski at 20, 18 years apart in age, but they're their two best players off the bench this year. Podziemski has started 28 games, while CP3 has started 16. They're both averaging at 9.3 points per game, while Chris Paul averages about 4 rebounds, 7 assists, and 1 steal off that bench. 38% shooting from 3 as well. Podziemski, 39% shooting from 3 for him, 45% overall. We talked about the 9.3 points per game, 5.7 rebounds, 3.7 assists. Overall, I mean, he has been just anything the Warriors could have asked for and much, much more. I'm very excited for the future of this team with Kuminga, with Podziemski, with Moses Moody, Trayce Jackson-Davis. They have a young core now. And honestly, this team is kind of deep because you go down the list here, you got Draymond, who has missed some time, but hey, on the low, Draymond's shooting 40% from 3 this year. I don't know if y'all noticed that on 2.5 attempts, but come on now, put some respect on his name to go with his 9 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. Stop hating on Draymond. The Dubs are here to stay. They're not going anywhere, dude. They are not going anywhere. Now, watch me say that, and they get bounced in the first round of the play-in, but then they still got Dario Saric, who's a good stretch big. Moses Moody is averaging 8 points a game now in only 18 minutes. So his per 36s are looking like 16 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Get that man in the game a little bit more. Steve Kerr. You got Trayce Jackson-Davis averaging 8 points a game as a rookie. They still got Gary Payton II, who can play good minutes in the playoffs. He's averaging a steal per game in just under 15 minutes a game. So he can still play. You got Kevon Looney, 4.5 points a game, 6 rebounds. They go 12 deep, man. They've had to deal with a lot of injuries, but if they can get everybody healthy right in time for the playoffs, this team can go 12 deep. Like we said, they're the Warriors that we're accustomed to being able to shoot the 3 ball, being able to swing the rock. I'm honestly liking this Warriors team. If there's a team, they're getting really hot, other than the Mavericks, this is one of the hottest teams in the NBA. I like the Warriors a lot. With that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button and hit that subscribe button if you have not already. We're trying to hit 100 likes on today's video, so if you could help us out with that, it'd be greatly appreciated. And with all that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video.